G'day guys, this is me lace resizer beveler that I make. Bernie uses them. I've made one for him. This side is the beveling side, and the side that we're looking at now is the resizing side. So what I'll do first is, I've got the blade set up, and I've got it set up for 4mm. I've got a bit of a hat band to do for myself, so I'll just resize a bit of lace. Now just bear in mind, when we put our blades in, I put them in high, so it's as high up here, and then when you use that bit, you just take it down a tad more and take it down a tad more. Because if you put it all the way down, when you clamp it, it might not come out so good in the end. Alright, so here we go. Now just cutting this back down to 4mm, and then we'll bevel it in a minute. And this is about 35 foot long, I think. And notice where my thumb is. It's behind the fence, pushing down, a little bit of pressure down, and there we go. So the blade's actually lined up with my nail. Now what I'll do is, instead of mucking around and changing and turning everything over, I've actually got another one set up, another beveler set up that I can just put it to the beveling side of it. Now, what I've got here is I set my beveler up, and this is the fence where you put your thumb behind so you don't get your nicked fingers. I put that just above 90 degrees, so that's heading off 90 degrees to where the blade is. Just, yeah, not quite 90. Just a little bit forward, so I do get a pretty good bevel with it. And also from the end here, I keep it down to a minimum, so there's a minimum amount of wastage I'm getting. It only takes the leather, a certain amount of leather off. So I don't want to take 2 or 3mm of leather off. I only want to take about a quarter of a mil of leather off on the underside, that is. Sorry, on the top side. So what I'll do is I'll try and whack this over here, and I'll see if I can get a little bit happening. So we've got the flesh side up, hair side down. Now I want to take a little bit off. I don't take. And if you can see how much that is, there's absolute bugger all on this side, and it's beveled on the underside. Okay, so I'll just wing this through. Thumb behind the fence. A little bit of pressure down to keep the leather nice and flat. And a nice sharp blade always helps. You can buy them in bulk. You can buy them for about 20 odd cents a blade, if that. So there's 35 feet of one side beveled. I'll just turn her over. Okay, I'll just get it back in here. Now, keep my thumb behind the fence, bringing it through, and it's nice and smooth. There's no drag. Now, if there's a little bit of drag, you might have to just tinker with it a little bit. Just checking that there's no knots here. Which there is. Just get all those knots out, because if those knots come up, as Bernie says, it grabs your thumb, finger, and puts it through the blade, and no good. Alright, back we go again. Just a little bit of pressure down. Irons all the wrinkles out, stops it from folding. And there we go. Beveled both sides. And lost hardly anything on the side that we really want. Alright, now, as you see, I had that fence just a bit over 90 degrees to where the blade sits. Also what I do is, if you notice on the end here, this one's still only finger tight, and that blade's still nice and tight. This one I've put a washer on now, and what I do is I'll just use this one here, Lisa, is undo both of them. I put my blade in. I put my blade in here, just behind that. Now, getting both loose, finger down, thumb up. On the front one, with a washer on it, nip it up real tight. Now where the blade is, you'll find it's pretty level. And if you have got a blade in there, it probably won't move, so you can just nip that up with your finger. You don't have to do it up super tight. And then it's just minor adjustment with getting that fence in the right spot. If you've got too much gap, it probably will chatter. If you haven't got enough, it probably won't work. And if you've got a blunt blade, well, it's definitely not going to work. So always keep a nice fresh blade, high to start off with, and lower it as you go. And gee, I've cut a whole hide and not have to change a blade yet. So I don't know, suppose give it a go and let us know what you think.